Though several players have had to withdraw, we see the Australian fullback from the New Zealand tour. Just recently, Gary Dowling back in first grade. And what replacements they have. Parramatta with the likes of Arthur Beetson and Bob O'Reilly coming back to the first grade pack, and Lou Platt is back to lock forward with young Bruce Grimaldi, a 21-year-old policeman, playing in the front row in his very first grade game. Been unlucky when it comes to suspension and injury. And interesting players in that lineup tonight include Ted Goodwin back from suspension, and he certainly is going to strengthen the centres. Alan Neil was out, and then when Terry Lamb pulled out, Alan Neil has gone back in, again with a nagging groin injury, which I'm told he's carried since midway through the first round of the Premiership. Beetson looking to the blind, Sterling to the open. A pop of the pass to Steve Sharp now. Youngster with lots of potential. Sterling, Patterson, and that's Lou Platt, who's really being used in attack very openly in the opening 8 minutes. Sterling, O'Reilly, round behind Beetson and picked up by Boland for Western Suburbs. Complete misunderstanding.
Oops, there's a love match on.
Yes, there is a love match on between Crowe and O'Reilly, and they're exchanging punches. And so the second altercation in this Tooth Cup has been separated at the 9th minute.
It looked like settling itself down, but there was a little butt went in and they started it all up again.
Elbow, wasn't it?
Elbow, yes.
There's plenty of fire there, though, and Parramatta tactics good. They're working the big man, namely Riley, Beetson and Platt's off Sterling, both on the inside and the outside.
Riley with a look of disbelief on his face. I think somebody said something against him. In fact, Bob is in his luck.
I think it's expected by the players, and I don't know how it's received by the spectators, but as an old player, it's taken in good.
You might recall Glover scoring a try. Like Walsh carried that ball then as he ran off Tom Arbour's pass. Cooper now on the halfway, tackled by O'Reilly. Arbour. I thought he had a quietish game on Saturday, Arbour.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how he fares tonight against this Parramatta pack.
Oh, gee! Alan Neil was met by Goliath in Arthur Beetson, and did he feel it? Sorry, Keith, but that shook the rafters.
There's plenty of heavy work going in out there, particularly with Ron Hilditch. He's setting a great example for the Parramatta forward.
Alan Neil. Dowling tippy-toed inside touch. And Boland and Buckley with Neil make the tackle.
One up, one down with Arthur Beetson, and it's a bit hard then for him to get rid of it. I think he thought he could get round, but it happened to hit one of the West players in the midsection.
Well, that was blatant, that. There was just no way in the world Peter Sterling could get away with that feed. And it's a chance for West to level up, of course. But he's a talented player, Peter Walsh.
I was just watching John Crowe and Bob O'Reilly just after that scrum broke up. They continued to dance cheek to cheek for a while there, and must be a little another 2 points.
Western Suburbs levelling up at 2 points all. Peter Walsh, your goal kicker, on screen at the moment. But they've still got possession. Arbour. Hilditch went high.
I thought he went high.
And Gosha calls him out as Hilditch and Crowe have an exchange of thoughts and a bit of a laugh from Hilditch, and then he says, "Nowhere in the world I hit him high, sir." Played in the top grade side against St George at the start of the year. This is a simpler kick for him, but oh, he's got it. He's lifted the head and got the 2 points, and that might be a successful recipe. The scoreboard says it is, as Western Suburbs go to quarter time, leading Parramatta.
There's not a lot of breeze out there, but Buckley is technically a full-back.
He's got a very strong kick.
He came to West as a full-back, and they've used him on the wing a bit, but now he's in the position he likes.
Jim Lease would have liked to have him coming from full-back on that occasion because the gap was there, but it's a situation of your full-back standing up in the line in defence as Goodwin has an overlap here. A long pass out on the full. And a scrum will go down about 8 metres inside the Western Suburbs quarter line. That's
Teddy Goodwin, though, isn't it? Whenever he's running with the ball, you've got your heart in your mouth because he's likely to do anything.
That's right.
He's a bomb up in the air, hasn't he?
Yes, well, it's been a feature of the West's game, actually, in the last few weeks, and particularly tonight, is their defence.
This is Roderick
It's going to be a great psychological lift to the first team that's able to breach the defence and come up with a try.
Yes, well, no one broke it yet, have
There's
they?
nothing in it at the moment.
That's why I thought earlier when I mentioned that West was starting to spread. I think that maybe they're going to try and attack now and break that line.
It was a lucky bounce, not a lucky bouncer. It was Teddy Goodwin getting possession on the side. And Boland's away. Dowling's coming across in cover and makes the tackle with the assistance of Chapman. But it was a typical piece of Teddy Goodwin at his best with a chipper. The free place kick near the halfway line. Neal, Latham, Beatson over the top with Hilditch. And that was not a powder puff tackle. Walsh, Neal, Cooper to the halfway and away from Sharp's tackle. Now they swarm over Cooper. Walsh. Neal's coming up on the inside, but safely held by Sharp.
The Beatson shoulder then too.
Crow gave Cronin one of those in the State of Origin match.
Yeah, early.
Latham, Neal, Cooper, Goodwin, cut down by Sterling.
See, the defence on both sides, though, it hasn't slackened for a minute, has it?
No, it's been
They
hard
just
right
keep
from the
coming up
opening.
all the time.
Well, that's a good kick.
Dowling scampering back for that kick from Neal. Buckley's got the ring of defence around him. A long ball to Glover, who... Oh, Joe! That could be trouble for John Rebo. I think he set him.
I think it's a bit premature. Really, I don't think he set him up.
Hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He's marched him, yes.
I think he has indicated dressing rooms for John Rebo. It is golden boots, but he's not saying too much. So away goes. Oh, a big run being made by Parramatta's John Chapman, chasing as good when he picks him up with Buckley on the West 22. 6 points all in the first semi-final. Flats now. Well, West on Saturday had to do it in a similar way against St George, and you wouldn't credit it. Picked up by Webb for Parramatta. I've got a funny feeling that Rebo's marching orders have come at the same time in the match as Merlot's did on Saturday. Sterling, Patterson, cuts out Cronin, Kenny, a fast ball to Glover for the corner, a try. Parramatta in to score. Neville Glover, the man who, as I pointed out earlier, maybe to the three-quarter siren. The kickoff probably won't even take place. It doesn't. And they go to three-quarter time, and probably one of the more controversial and sensational 20 minutes. Ed Goodwin has kicked it out on the full, and a penalty goes to Parramatta, who go into this last 20 minutes with a 3-point lead against a side with 12 men Western Suburbs. Repeating for those who may have just joined us, they had John Rebo's sent off in the latter part of the third quarter, and shortly after that Parramatta grabbed the lead for only the second time in the game with a try by Neville Glover. Cronin's kick for touch finds it 8 metres out from the West 22. Chapman towards the quarter line. Sterling calling it. Hilditch inside the 22, playing it back to Webb. Webb goes himself, runs into the shoulder of Ron Broderick. Sterling, a bomb, sending Patterson after it. Patterson's onside. He's got it, and I think he scored. Has he got it down? No. Referee Gosha says that he failed to get it down. Well, it certainly would have been a spectacular try. A 5-metre scrum to restart. Well, that camera angle won't help us, I wouldn't think, like the head-on would. So if we can score it, I'd appreciate it. And a knock-on from a scrum win by Wests goes unseen by referee John Gosha. Broderick tackled by Sterling. Have we got that replay? With West in possession, we could go back and look at it on the head-on. Let's have a look at it as West take it out, and we'll watch the action live just in case. here it is. Coming down. West still in possession. They're on their 5th tackle. They're still inside the 22. And Patterson, no doubt, has got it. Well, I don't know. I'm not prepared to say. As we come back to the action live, which I have had the right eye on and the left eye on the replay, so if I don't seem very definite in an opinion, then please forgive me, but it was almost an impossibility to watch them both, but I hope you were able to form some kind of an opinion.
I think there was enough doubt there for referee Gacher to rule no try.
Sterling trying to prize his way through an opening. 9 metres out from the line. Patterson, a grub off a... Well, Patterson's going to get this ball.
Yes.
Now that's a try, is it? No. He said to Patterson, you... On the 22 line. There's the first kick. Rebound. A bit faster if we can, and then slow it down when it gets to the crucial point. The West are taking a penalty from their own 22 line at the moment. The England men will go cross-eyed doing this. Patterson flies in for it. And Jim Lee's got a foot to it. As
the case that will be biting their fingernails.
So it's Cronin taking this kick for touch. Grandstand side. As Glover will play it inside the 22 line. And there's the siren. Parramatta have taken out the first semi-final of the Tooth Cup in 1980, and a big roar went up from the crowd. The blue and gold reigning supreme here tonight as victors, 9 points to 6 in a controversial match, with Wests going through the last 23 minutes again with only 12 men when John Rebo was sent off. We'll have man of the match details for you and other game statistics.